morning. This is Cindy from PAC-B TV, and I am here this morning at Purpose Farm in Baldwinsville, and I'm here with the team leader, Amy Davis, and we also have Lily, and we have Morocco. So, Amy, why don't you just start out and tell us what Purpose Farm is all about?
So, Purpose Farm was started with the purpose of taking children that are in crisis and pairing them with animals that have come from similar situations. And Sandra, the founder, runs sessions with the kids, with the animals, because they feel like they came from like circumstances, and the kids really do tend to open up.
Oh, we had a little disagreement there.
That happens. Believe it or not, Morocco's at the bottom of the food chain in this pasture. He's the biggest, but he is at the bottom of the...
Isn't it interesting how that all works?
Like she is the boss of him.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you, Lily. How come? How come?
Because.
Just because she can, and they
can.
follow suit.
And Morocco's just very nice, aren't you?
He's a gentleman.
He's a nice boy. And he is a very nice boy.
Yep. Oh, he's a good boy. Yeah. Yes, he is. Whoever would have thought.
Morocco is definitely everybody's favorite for the. But
yeah, I can see that.
He is very, very soft. But he's not. So when she does sessions with the kids, a lot of times she'll take, usually Shrek or one of the smaller animals, and they take him down for walks to the river, and they just kind of walk and talk. That's not going to happen with him. It's not like you're going to throw a halter on Morocco and walk him to the river.
So. He is soft, though.
But he's very soft and very friendly.
So anyways, how did this all get started? You know, how do we get where we are today?
Sandra felt like there was a calling from God to do something to help these kids who weren't responding to anything else. And she's always loved animals. It's kind of an understatement. And so they purchased this land with their savings. They cleared hundreds of trees all the way down to the river, and slowly but surely built up the pastures. And then there used to be an enormous barn down there, and then they made another barn, which would have been over there, which were the two that were lost in the fire.
Yep.
They housed 20-something animals at least. All of their equipment, everything to run the farm, everything to run sessions. So they lost all of those animals and all that equipment in the fire, which was difficult on everybody.
Sure.
Us, the kids, the family, to watch all that happen after that long. And Sandra has always kept everything very child-centered. When you went into the barn, you know, like the first one you went to was Lilith, which was actually one that my son was working with, trying to get her to be friendly. It wasn't going to happen. She was named after a demon. But she was a demon. But he loved her. She loved him. But you go in, her stall was painted like a bright, vibrant pink. And then the next one might be a vibrant purple. The goats might be a vibrant blue. Everything was meant to like cheer up kids, which was very cool.
Well, we had done an interview several years ago, and if you wanted to go back and find that interview, you can see exactly what Amy's talking about. What before, before the barn burned, but you can see how it all was, and the days of goat yoga, and, which was a great fundraiser, was it not?
That was a huge fundraiser, which obviously they can't do anymore for insurance reasons and just funding in general, because the barn wasn't too far from COVID, and we know how everything just went downhill. And so this barn is a fraction of the size that's needed, but it's what they can afford right now, which was through the generosity of a lot of Baldwinsville people went during the fire, and then insurance. So that's supposed to take the place of that enormous barn and that enormous barn.
Well, it's tough, I know it is, because I remember how big that other one was. But I see also, I've watched the changes over the past several years since I first, came here. We did our first interview, and I've watched the progress that you've made, which is, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible how it's grown, and you have the separate paddocks. If you've got to keep, say somebody doesn't get along, or they've got some kind of illness or whatever, you got to keep everybody separate, and they've got it down. They run this place, from what I can see, like a well-oiled machine. You have the volunteers that come on a very regular basis, and you have, the children that are involved, and how much good it does the kids. Now, what do you do with the kids? I mean, what actually happens?
Only Sandra works with the kids.
Okay.
And they're kept out of the public eye completely. I know we do have some people who see this as just a farm rescue and that's not anywhere near the main purpose. But you're going to see a lot of pictures of the animals and them running around and being free and having fun. And then people, don't realize that the reason the kids' pictures aren't on there is because they're being protected. I mean,
that's exactly what it is. I get that. I get that. Yes, I do.
So, and there are some pictures on the website, especially that have some kids and interactions in there. But in this, here comes Shrek. He's one that the kids actually walk down to the river with. But we can walk and talk, see if he'll come over.
All right.
Shrek. Whether they're foundering or whether there's a lot of different issues they can have because they're older animals. But so we separate them in pastures. Sometimes you have to halter them, and that's one nice thing about having 4 pastures now is we can keep them separate, because like if Morocco, the camel, would eat any of the butte that's used for when they founder, for when they limp, he would pass away. So
amazing.
And that is one thing that has happened over the past few years is now there are 4 really large pastures, so everybody can be sectioned off and safe.
Well, you've come a long way. I can definitely see that.
And
now the kids that come, how many kids come here on a regular basis?
I don't know the exact number. It keeps changing.
Oh, okay.
Because she just recently signed on with a few more agencies, so.
Now the agencies contact Sandra.
Yep.
To help.
And there's
with
usually a wait list, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Hillside was one of the newer ones. Social services, obviously.
Yep.
I know after the fire, a few kids that work with the animals came down, and they wanted to help in any way because they said that this made such a big difference in their life. And
that's the purpose of Purpose Farm, is to help these kids in need. And while it's helping the kids in need, you're helping the animals in need as well. It's a real good.
The kids feel a sincere connection to these animals because, I was just talking about the geese earlier to the woman that is thinking of volunteering, and 2 out of 3 of them, they weren't sure why their wings were dragging and why they were the way they were, and it turns out they had been kicked repeatedly by whoever had them, and most of their bones were broken. And unfortunately, a lot of the kids may be coming from a similar situation.
So anyway, Shrek, you decided to come over and say hello. You said he's one of the favorites. I can see why.
And a lot of times when the kids will lead the animals down to the river and back, and they just kind of take him and they walk him down there and talk to Sandra, talk to Shrek, because Shrek's not going to judge them.
No.
Shrek's going to understand.
Yeah. That's the beauty of animals, all animals, is they don't judge.
Here, just a heads up, that's Elliot.
Elliot, hello.
I didn't want him to scare you.
Okay.
Oh, here's Spirit. That's Elliot. What you doing? So, Alec, a lot of the horses, they're paired up. Spirit's right behind you. I don't want her to scare you.
Hello, baby.
So this is Elliot. He's one of our older gentlemen, and this is his mate, Spirit.
Aww.
And we're not supposed to have favorites, but we do. And
Of
Shrek
course.
is now really mad that we're not paying attention to him.
Well, he'll come over. Is he like the alpha with the horses?
No, Justin is. That was really slobbery.
That's the life
I love
of
you,
animals.
but that's slobbery. Yeah, you're a good girl, aren't you?
Yeah.
They think we have treats over here.
Of course.
That, and they do follow us around when we're working in the pastures. They follow us around a lot.
Well, why don't we take a little walk around to show everybody the magnitude
She's going to
of all
push you,
this.
so you may want to.
Okay.
Yeah. Ebony's in a mood today, aren't you? Justin, what'd you do to Ebony to get her in a mood? That's a good boy.
Well, we all have our weak spots
we
when it
do.
comes to the animals. I love cats too, so.
But it's air conditioned, it's heated, it has water, it's got a refrigerator, and it has a fireplace, and it's very homey. It's almost like a tiny house that you'd see on TV. Couches and rugs and decor.
Do they appreciate the refrigerator? Do they have a special
the
request?
volunteers do.
Yeah, I can see that.
But, but there are volunteers that come and sit with the cats because they came from any animal you can read about on the website, like how they came to be here.
Okay.
Some you want to read, some you really don't.
Right.
So,
right.
But
I'm
came
glad
from a
they're
pretty
here.
nasty situation, and yeah, she has definitely brought them back to health. A lot of funding goes towards veterinary care because there aren't too many vets in the area that are going to take on a camel,
Right.
so or know anything about them.
Well, you probably have to go to an outside source for
Yeah.
camels. I mean, there's nothing around here that I would be aware of.
Cornell will like when he was having some GI issues, they'll take a sample of his feces. You just have to get it down there really quick,
Right.
and then they can figure out maybe what's going on. But like when he limps, sometimes not 100% sure.
Well, he's enjoying taking a walk around too.
Yeah. And a
So-
lot of them, now that she's opened all the pastures, because they're not always all out everywhere, although it is fun when you come and you go to park your car and he's sitting there like he's one of the cars. It's kind of cute. But now that the barn's up there, she just built a fence just in the past couple of weeks. So that, and it's close to being done. It still needs stall kits, which is what the latest fundraiser was for stall kits. So when you go in the barn, everything's done except for that it doesn't have doors in the barn. Everything to make a stall a stall.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot more than people think, and each stall kit is like $2,200, which they did not include with the building of the barn because it's very specific.
Oh, okay.
So that's their latest fundraiser, and that's on the website too. Like if you go to purposefarm.org or just Google Purpose Farm Baldwinsville, that'll come up, and it's just a click there.
Okay.
I know my husband's company's giving some towards the stall kit.
Well, a lot of people that I know contribute as well,
Yep.
along with myself, because it's such a good cause
Yep.
for the animals, the children, for everybody. It's just,
Yep.
and we have it in our area, and we have to support it.
Right.
We're a good
Yes.
community here, and usually our community rallies around situations like this. So we're very, very lucky. Now we're having a little activity over
Yeah,
here.
they're
What's
running.
going on there?
That's
Okay.
so cute. They're so excited. They're not as used to having all this extra space. So they're just checking out their new
Freedom.
freedom. Yeah. Rocker's like, they're going down there.
Are they supposed to, Mom?
Yeah. I know. I came by on the river yesterday, and all the horses were down by the water, and he was up in the woods.
Was it too cold for you, Morocco?
You would think he needed dentals, but he doesn't. His teeth.
Do they float their teeth like they do with horses?
I don't know.
Because the horses
He chews
sometimes
like a cow.
I know it. They file them down because they get cribbing sometimes in the stall, and their teeth.
And then it looks like some of the pigs came out too.
Oh, you wanna say
that's
hello to the
Ziggy and
pigs?
Rubelli.
Oh, it's rough. I didn't realize
Yeah.
they were so rough.
And this is Ziggy.
Don't they get along, or?
Oh, a lot of times they'll be out there, but oh, there's another one. Yeah, that's Copper. Copper's the old man.
Oh, he wants to come in. Is this as big as they get?
Yeah.
Okay.
But people rescue, or people will get potbelly pigs, the little ones.
Yeah, and then they get big.
And they're like, oh. But they live in the house, and like she loves like when they put a fire in. Yeah.
Yeah, he remembers.
He's like, yeah, I know. I love it when there's a fire in the house.
And they just lay by the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
I understand they're pretty good pets.
Yeah.
Very clean.
They potty
and-
train themselves, and yeah, very clean. Aren't ya?
Who would think? Because that's not the usual reputation.
Yeah,
when
usually
think
when you're a pig, you're a
yeah,
mess.
you're a pig, right?
And the animals do like to go hang out down there, because who doesn't?
Right.
And then when she runs sessions with kids, they walk down to the water,
Okay.
which they enjoy. I can't remember if any of them have ever gone in the water. I want to say one of them might have, but I'm not sure. I know the dog will, because he did yesterday.
Right,
When I went by, he swam out.
Now you've got some little outbuildings here. What are
Yep.
all those for?
So after the fire, since they needed some shelter, she got these, they're called run-ins. And so they can go into those for shelter from like the wind and rain. And they usually do, not always. But the donkeys, Morocco, and the alpacas will definitely go in there because their coats are not like horses.
Right.
The water doesn't kind of bead off somewhat. They just get drenched.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
their coat is just different enough that they don't like to be in the rain. The horses don't really care, for the most part. So they do have shelter.
Well, that would have been one of the critical things after the fire, because it was in the winter.
Right. Yeah, the snow was really deep because I ran down because I knew I wouldn't be able to drive with the fire trucks because my husband saw the smoke. And he's like, is that coming from the farm? And I looked out our deck and I saw what it was. And so I just put on my coat and ran through the backyards. But it was so deep, it took a while.
Yeah.
And then I just like got all the big animals into that pasture, shut their gate, and then helped over here.
Well, Morocco looks comfortable over there.
Morocco loves that spot. It's how he gets so dirty. He tries to roll like the horses, but he can't.
Look at him.
I mean, sometimes when we get here, he might be laying like that, and he doesn't look alive. It freaks me out. You don't think a camel's laying on their side like that.
No, you don't.
And then the geese. Well, they're up there, so you really can't see them. And this is on, so just be careful.
Oh, we have a little electric fence.
Yep. Yeah, that's Aurora and Cinderella are down there.
Oh, they're down here. Okay.
Yeah. Horses travel on the water.
Right.
And you'll hear some kid on a boat say, Mommy, there's a camel. And the mom's like, there's no camel on the river.
Yeah.
And then they look over and they're like, oh my gosh, there's a camel
on the river.
But they're beautiful.
They are. Doesn't get much better than this as far as peaceful and
that's
tranquil.
One thing I love about volunteering in here is like you get here in the morning and Thursdays are lucky for some reason. We get a lot of nice weather.
It's a gorgeous day today. It's a beautiful day to appreciate the animals here. They're living a life that they probably never have lived before, and they do so much good as far as the kids. But anyways, thank you, Amy, so much. I appreciate you taking the time because I know you probably got to muck some stalls here, so we won't interfere with that. But why don't you let everybody know if they want to donate, how they would go about donating to this great cause. It really is.
Right now, our current drive is for the barn. So that the animals, when they are sick, when they need medicine, when they do need shelter because they're older or sick, the barn is complete except for the stall kits. And so no animal can go in there without the stalls being finished. And that's a lot harder to do. And they're about $2,200 each. They need 5. So if you go to Purpose Farm, just Google Purpose Farm Baldwinsville, easiest way to do it, and right on the webpage there's a place to donate. And this time we're doing, I don't have them right in front of me, but like if you get a few friends together and you do $220, then there's a list of things on the website that you get for that and recognition for that. And then there are different levels, silver, gold, platinum. And then I think that the highest one right now, although you could give more, is $2,200. And then we're going to have a large banner on the barn facing the road where your company or name will be listed on there should you want it. Well, and then also we're going to have bronze placards on the stalls with the donors of $2,200.
Wow, that's
and then same with 1,000, same with very similar, t-shirts and sweatshirts and all that bling. Oh, and then also I'm a professional photographer. All of us on Thursdays own our own businesses. So that's why we start a little bit earlier. But anyway, so on the banners, even if it's not a $2,200 donation, if you're a smaller business such as myself or Bliss Bridal, CNY Gymnastics, we're all here on Thursdays. That it would also be on the banner along the bottom with the logo of your business, and then also inside the barn, just in case they are able to use it for other things in the future. And you'll also include, because I'm a photographer, we'll include a picture of either your staff or your family, if it's a family donating, and you'll have a picture with possibly some of the animals or in front of the animals, and that'll be printed out large for your business or for your home.
Okay.
And I've done shoots here before with families, and it's just cool because, sometimes families are like, do we really have to do this, Mom? But there's nothing like coming down here for pictures.
I can see, just we've been here a few times. PAC-B TV has been here a few times, and every time it's something different, something new, and it's always very heartwarming to see the interaction. I mean, there's no kids today, obviously, but even just to see the animals that have been rescued, the commitment for the volunteers. If please think about going to their site and donating, because our community is fabulous. And let's help this group out, because they very, very deserving. I know all groups are very deserving.
Absolutely.
But come here someday and see. And then you'll see what we see here. But anyways, Amy, thanks for taking your time
Absolutely.
out. I appreciate you spending time here with us.
And anyone who loves animals and horses and camels,
here's the place
alpacas,
to be. Here's the place to be.
volunteering here is a place to be.
Yeah, it is. It is. But anyways, see if you can dig into your pocketbooks and send some donations to Purpose Farm, because believe me, it's a great cause. But you take care. Have a great day, and thank you.
You're a hugger. Oh, what's he doing? Is he taking your picture? You're gonna go say hi? All right. Well, now you have to hug him. He likes it when you rub his ears. There you go. Now you're his friend.
Shrek, I love it.
He's so cute. He's got that
beautiful eyes.
80s metal band eyeliner going on, little Keith Richards.
Right. Yeah.
Don't ya? Yeah, I know. You're a good boy. It's amazing those tiny little feet can hold this up.
I know, and they are little.
I know. He's so cute. You can see why the kids love him.
Oh.